Hello and welcome back to our channel, my channel, not his. You can go to, it's boring, so just don't mind. This is Jake. Jake is my boyfriend. We've been together for
over 8 years.
Over 8 years. 8 years.
Long time.
In August.
Yes.
Just gone. So, the last video I posted was about mental health, and that was mainly regarding my mum, who since when? April? She has been under a section, when she got put in hospital she was put under a section 2, which, if you don't know the mental health ways, it's, what was that, she had to be kept for 28 days involuntarily.
I love the way she knows all the information.
Involuntarily? Is that what they
Yeah,
call it?
basically against her will. So
yeah, so like she couldn't go home no matter how much she asked. And now she's under a section 3, which means she's under,
I don't know the ins and outs of it.
what is it? What do you call that word? Like, she can't, like, that's it. She's there for 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
there's,
So she still can't voluntarily take leave, essentially.
yeah, so like some people, like basically they would have, before they section 3'd her, it takes one doctor and 2 nurses, I think, to section someone. And she got sectioned, basically before she got sectioned they asked her if she would go voluntary, which some people or some patients can go voluntarily and they can go home like whenever they want, but because she's under a section 3 she has to stay there under her own, no, not her own will.
Against her will.
Against her will, that's the word. For 6 months. So she's been in there now 4 months.
Yeah.
But this has been going on now for 12 years. Yeah, she has been struggling with mental health for about 12 years. So bear that in mind, 12 years it has taken for her to get some support. And finally, 12 years later, speaking for myself, she's now under a very safe supervision. She's getting very good care, isn't she?
Yep.
She's progressing really well. But, I mean, when you come up with me and see her, she's pretty good mood, isn't she? Like, you've not seen her on a really low.
No, not really. No, most of the times I come, she's in a good place as such. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, we have very good days and very bad days. And when we have like that's really annoying, can you just go our way in your car, please? When she has like really bad days, like, it is hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's just no support out there for mental health. So that was where I was trying to come at with my last video. Like,
There is support in different forms, you know. It seems like it's in different forms. The amount of time that she was, you know, taken to a doctor or seen
I mean,
by.
for like the carers as such, for myself.
Oh right, yeah.
That's
Sorry.
what I mean. Like, for people dealing with, like, if you're looking after someone with mental health, and this is like extreme mental health, like there's depression or anxiety, there's so many forms of like OCD, there is many and many things that go into the mental health category, and she still hasn't got any diagnosis. She could be bipolar, she could be, I don't even know, but generally for people that are supporting someone with mental health, I don't feel that there's been any support. Like, I literally had counselling, that is it.
Yeah, they haven't, you know, as such. They don't seem to approach you and offer stuff. You know, you can kind of get counselling, and that seems to be all there is as such.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other methods, but
And if there is any and you know of any, please let us know, because it is stressful.
they're certainly not easily accessible, I feel.
No,
And they're
I
not
don't feel
easily
either.
or well known as such.
Like,
Yeah.
mental health it's been around more commonly in the last, I'd say maybe 2 years, but it has been like a hidden illness, I guess. Like, many people that you are friends with, even that you might not even realise, suffer from depression or anxiety. They're like the main ones. That's kind of where it starts, I would say. Would you?
Yeah.
And then you either get better from it or you get worse. But the point we're trying to prove is, if you are helping someone with mental health or are going through mental health yourself, go and see your GP. It's hard because the person with mental health normally doesn't feel like they've got a problem. That's the problem we had with my mum. She didn't accept that there was a problem, and still to this day doesn't. She's fine, like she's not, but in her mind she is fine. So it's hard for the person with the mental health to get the help, but for you as a carer, I've just got to push it. Like, it's taken me 12 blooming years, and I was young when she started. Like,
yeah, it's really bad how long it's taken, to get somewhere.
But
Very bad.
Luckily this time we are getting some severe help. But again, not for myself. It is literally all about her, isn't it? Which, don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. But I just think the people that are dealing with it are then at risk themselves of getting depressed and all of that stuff, dealing with it by yourself. Like, I've got a brother and a sister who haven't really been a part in the whole recovery, but for their own personal reasons, in the last 12 years it has been hard.
Sometimes you feel like you're getting nowhere, and
and you don't know what to do for best.
Admitted and such as well, like so many times, or that an ambulance had come round because of something had happened, and they just send her home, and it's sickening, really, that it's taken so long, to get somewhere, really, and obviously it's it must be a lot better for you as well now, knowing that she's progressing so well.
Yeah, it is.
As well as knowing that she's always safe, and she can't do anything to
like in
harm
the
herself.
last couple of weeks it's been really good, isn't it? We're on a good high at the minute. Like, me and you took my mum out at the weekend for a McDonald's. I've never seen someone so happy to eat a Big Mac in their life. And I went with my brother and sister, which was a very rare occasion, and that was really nice. But 2 weeks ago she was shouting, swearing at me, and that is hard. And that's what I've been dealing with, and why I've not been on YouTube, really. Like, I came onto YouTube for my own mental health issues, I suppose. I got myself into a bit of a down space, and that's what I found as a focus. And I don't know, it really upbeated me, didn't it? Making YouTube, watching YouTube. YouTube's a great thing for spreading an emotion that you maybe wouldn't normally spread. That happiness, sadness, everything, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess as such,
it keeps you busy. Like, you've been on Twitch, and that keeps you focused and gives you something to do. And so, but my plan is to spread more awareness over mental health, not your basic mental health, but like severe sections, that sort of thing, and just find other people that need the same sort of support as I maybe needed, or maybe still do. But that's the problem with mental health. When it's going great, you are literally on cloud 9, nothing could go wrong, but yet you could wake up the next day and it just is like World War III out there. And we've seen that, haven't we?
Exactly, yeah. And it's hard when, in your case, for example, not to go too personal and too into detail, but 1 minute, Laurie's mother would be fine with her, and I'm so happy to see you, and then the next minute, as she said, she'd be swearing and shouting at her and telling her one thing and telling another,
blaming things on me. And that's another thing I personally have had to deal with over the, I say 12 years, it's probably more the last 8 to 5 years, not to blame myself. Like, when someone's telling you that you don't do this and you're not there for me, and like, at the time, like, I'm only 23 now, like, I was probably it was in my early teens that this all started. And what 14-year-old is strong enough to support a mum? In my eyes, my mum was there to support me, but
regardless of that, we were still taking steps even then, you know.
Yeah, like,
Still
you know.
taking steps towards trying to find some sort of help with it, you know. But essentially...
And no one else wanted to know, so how was I meant to deal with it?
Exactly. And
Against
essentially it's just about awareness, I guess.
Yeah. And just continuing to, like, luckily, the way she got sectioned, basically, lots of people started calling the police, calling ambulances. Lots of people were recognising that this was, like, a serious problem.
And you know, even that went on for...
Like, yeah, that
how long
went
would you
on
say that went on for?
when Brian died in October, since October, and it took all the way to April, of phone calls to the police every night. The police coming out, doctors coming out. Oh my gosh, like...
Yeah, it's just,
and it still took that long.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's insane, really. It really is.
But that's our thought on mental health. I will be uploading some more positive videos. I hope we haven't rambled on too much, but we generally just wanted to kind of share awareness and just show, like, it's not fun. Like, it's not, there's mental health, it isn't funny, like, and it's a really serious thing, and
yeah,
we want people to know that it needs some attention, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
it does need attention and support in that health, whatever you call it, and there needs to be more support and stuff, but there just needs to be better awareness of those who aren't actually generally the mental health patient as well, I guess. But yeah, so we just thought we'd share that with you, didn't we?
Yes. Was that more about awareness, or... I feel like we rambled a lot.
We did ramble a lot.
Yes, we like rambling.
Kind of had a moan about mental health a little bit there.
Yeah, I guess it is, you know.
But it is frustrating, but if you are helping someone with mental health or have seen it, it's, I suppose, just about being consistent and sticking to your gut instinct. If you know there's a problem,
again,
you've got to fight for that.
Yeah, that's essentially,
even if it
like,
means calling an ambulance every night.
sometimes you have to, like, you just got to persist, you know, especially if it's a family member or something along those lines, you know. It's crazy, some of the stuff that I've seen and you know, heard, and you just wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't think that something like that would happen. Yeah. So the best thing I would say is persistence. I mean, it's obviously taken far too long in this case. However, sometimes it can, unfortunately. But at least now we're getting somewhere, at least.
We are.
And it's going well.
It is. Woohoo. So,
woohoo.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Woo.
Woo. But yeah, right, now we're going to go back to reality again. So that's probably watching Friends, yeah?
No. First we've got to actually drive, you know, because we're not at home. If you guys couldn't tell.
On that note, bye!